Alright, if you are currently a Berea College student, you really should turn this video off right now. But if you are an alumni, or anybody else in the US, then turn it up and smash the like button, because for us, Labor Day only means one thing! It's a 3-day weekend! Alright, that felt really good. 3-day weekends just don't happen very often, and so it's just amazing when they come around. For today's video though, we're actually heading to the soccer field, so let's not waste any more time. Let's go. Before we actually head to the soccer field, I'm actually going to meet up with my friend Steven down at his place. He and his wife are having a baby, and they're going to be rearranging some furniture in their house, so I'm going down to help them. So that's where we're heading first. I'm going to introduce you to my friend Steven.
Hey guys,
Hey.
My name's Steven. I'm one of Steven's best friends.
We used to both work in the kitchen, and Steven was my manager, so
World's
yeah.
best boss.
It was pretty great.
I don't think we're ever getting out.
Right now we're gonna go pick up some pizza, and we're gonna drive around Bel Air,
Yeah.
get lunch, and head back to his apartment before we start moving stuff. So we'll pick this up later. Steven, what would you say is your favorite part about living in the town of Bel Air?
I like the closeness of everything. I can wake up in the morning and walk down to a local coffee shop and get my coffee. That is if I actually drink coffee, which I don't care for, but it's nice knowing that everything's super close and within walking distance.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him, saying about when I went to school in Berea, how just being able to walk places versus having to drive like 20 minutes to get anywhere, like totally makes, I don't know, it just totally makes life a lot more easy and fun.
Yeah, it feels homey and just great. Like,
Just parked, and we're gonna go move some furniture and have lunch and hang out, so it's gonna be a good time. Alright, well, we finished rearranging the room, so now we're gonna head to, we're at Rock State Park now, and we're gonna go climb to the top of the trail. So
hopefully we make it.
I haven't done this trail before, but Steven has, so I'm following his lead.
Because you can see the drop.
Well, we're not at the top. There are a lot of people up at the top of the rock. It's kind of way up there. Way way up there. But we found a pretty cool spot right here, so Steven's getting some pictures. There's another cliff edge way off over there. Cool stuff. So over the past 3 years, I've had the opportunity to coach my old high school homeschool soccer team. This fall, I'm going to start out season number 4 as the assistant coach for the team. I'd say that coaching is definitely one of the more challenging things that I've done in my life. There's a number of things that come into play when you're coaching a team that I just didn't realize how much it was going to push my comfort zone until I started doing it. Alright, so you probably noticed that I'm not very good at juggling a soccer ball. For whatever reason, it's like super hard to do and it takes a lot of practice, so props to any of you who have learned how to juggle and can do it really well. The first challenge I ran into as a coach though was, I'm not really a person who likes to yell at people, and if you know me, you know that to be true. And so I think I always had this like sort of stereotype in the back of my head that in order to be a good coach, you gotta yell at players in order to get them to stay focused or get pumped up or whatever. And just my personality, I don't really like to yell at people, and so I just find that kind of a hard thing to do. And it's not that there isn't a time and place for that sort of thing. Like, if you have ever been a coach, or if you've ever taught like in a classroom, or if you're just a parent, you know that at some point, in order to get kids' attention, especially high schoolers, you gotta raise your voice. And so it's not like there isn't any truth to that stereotype, but yeah, it's just a hard thing to do sometimes. The second challenge that I faced as a coach, or that I've learned through coaching, is that you've got to be able to communicate clearly with your team. And so you can know how to play a sport, but then if you have a hard time communicating clearly how to do certain drills or perform a certain technique, then it's going to show up in how the players perform in the drills and just how they listen to you as a coach. It's just going to be hard if you can't communicate clearly with them. All right, well, I just missed that shot and the ball went in the woods. So now I gotta go get it. The last challenging thing that I wanted to mention, that at least that I've experienced as a coach, and this one's kind of unique, and that is I coach a co-ed team. And so that may not seem like a big deal at first, but it's something I think about every time I show up to practice. I mean, just think about it. You've got boys and girls on one team who act and respond differently to whatever it is you're trying to teach or demonstrate. As the coach, I sort of feel like you've got to have a switch to where you can like adjust how you interact with each player on the team and actually coach them, because with boys and girls on one team, you've got a lot of personalities, or you have like more personalities and emotions and abilities that you're dealing with, and you have to balance how you coach each player and figure out, I don't know, the best tactics for teaching them and how they respond differently. You gotta navigate those waters. So I don't know, it can be a little overwhelming, but yeah. It is also a cool opportunity though, so that's definitely a unique thing and pretty awesome. It's funny, because when I first decided that I was gonna coach, I really went into it thinking like I was gonna be like one of those great coaches from the movies. Like, I don't know if you think of like Remember the Titans, We Are Marshall, or Glory Road, where there's like, I don't know, those moments in the locker room right before championship game when the coach gives this like super powerful, game-changing speech where it motivates the team and they go out against all odds and win the championship. I felt like those were like my expectations about myself going into it, and it's kind of funny when I like think about it or when I talk about it, because like when I started as a coach, it totally was not that way. Anyway, those are some of the challenges that I've faced as a coach starting out, and sort of what my experiences looked like over the past 3 years. I'd say if you're about to start as a coach or you're thinking about doing it and you just don't have quite as much self-confidence as you'd like, don't worry about it. That's how I felt. But if that's you, I would say stick with it. Even though it can be kind of challenging, the whole experience, it can still be like really rewarding for you as a person. And I don't know, just as I've done it more, I've gotten better at it. I've grown as a person. I've become a little more confident, I've understood a little bit more how to play the sport and how to communicate it to my team. And I don't know, just that sort of stuff where you're growing as a person, that stuff's invaluable, and it's good for you.